Hey everybody, welcome back to Budget Bladesman. The first time in a long time, we're going to have a new review for you. We're going to be looking at the SOG Tac-XR. So let's open this guy up. So we're looking at an overall length of 8 inches, a blade length of 3.375 inches, a blade thickness of 0.13. You can see it's actually not too bad for the style of a knife. It has a drop point, as you can see, and a full flat ground on that blade. And this is, as you can see, Cryo D2 there. Let's focus. Cryo D2, SOG Tac-XR. And it is tip up, left or right hand carry. And you can see it has a few different opening methods. We have the thumb studs there. We have the flipper tab as well. And then we have the crossbar lock. I forget, they have a name for this, and to be honest, I forgot what the lock is, but it's basically a crossbar style lock. You can see there, so you can open it, and that's obviously the closing method as well. So there's G10 scales. They have 3 different versions of this. We have the green G10 here with the black coated blade. They also have a all black version, black G10, black coated blade, and then they have a black G10 black coated blade, but half serrated as well. And these are made in China. Let's see, I don't know if you can see it on there. I don't know if it is on there, but these are made in China. And this is, like I said, this is D2. This is their version, so they cryo treat it beforehand. It is made in China, like I said. They go anywhere from $62 to $85 depending on where you get it. And so we'll open this up and we'll compare this to a few other knives real quick. So first we'll go with the smaller knives. So right here we have the K-bar dozer. As you can see, pretty close. Get to the overall length. It's really the difference is the blade length there. And we'll scoot these down a little bit. And then we also have the Ontario Rat number 2. And you can see on that one, you can definitely tell the difference. It's significantly smaller. And so that's it for the smaller knives. So we'll move on to the bigger knife comparisons. First, the Spyderco Tenacious. Again, you can see it's actually probably a closer comparison to that blade right there. And then lastly, for the big blades, the Voyager G10, or Voyager, Cold Steel Voyager, excuse me, but this one is the Tanto blade with the half serration. And again, this one is obviously just a little bit bigger, but pretty good size-wise. So we'll close these up and get these out of the way. Close this guy up, and then we'll see how these look on the shorts. You see, so you can see it's, even though it's a loop over, it's not super deep carry, but that's because of the style of knife it is. It's more made for, like as the name would imply, a tactical knife. So you can see there's a bit sticking out. It actually has a lanyard hole right there if you wanted to use something for that as well. And so this is kind of a thicker knife. Oh, we did forget the weight. The weight comes in at 5.2 ounces, so it is a little bit heavy. You can see it takes up quite a room. You can kind of hear it banging around there. It does. It is kind of heavy for the length of blade, since you're only getting 3.3 inches of blade length. You can see it takes up a lot of room, and it is the overall thickness of this knife is pretty thick. So you can see, there you go. There's still room if you want to put something in, but of course that flipper tab's gonna rub up against whatever you put in there. Like I said, overall it is a kind of a thicker knife. They are not, there's not milling, or there is, I'm sorry. So there is, I don't know if we can really get, you can see in there. But there is some milling in there, but they are steel liners, so it does get to be a bit heavy. It is kind of a thick, kind of robust knife. I no longer have the Terminus, but I will tell you that it is very heavy compared to the Terminus. Terminus is obviously a smaller knife, but similar as far as the opening mechanisms, thumb studs, flipper, their crossbar lock. This is a good heavy duty knife. You definitely feel like it's a working knife. Like I said, it is thick, it is heavy, it is a little bit chunky. You know, if we compare it to, like I said, the Voyager, you can see as far as they go, you can see that. But the difference is the SOG Tac does feel a little bit heavier because it has those full steel liners, whereas the Voyager here, which is, you know, obviously a very good working knife for well, does not have that. So even though the Voyager is a little bit bigger, this one does feel a little bit heavier. So if you're going to go with a working knife, I mean, obviously the Voyager for me is kind of the class of that division. You know, it's probably the best working knife. I mean, depending on what, you know, blade style you want. Like I said, I have the Tonto here, but they do have clip point. They have 3 or 4 different variations as far as the blade goes. Not that the SOG here is a bad blade. It's just it's heavy. It is kind of chunky. You definitely do feel it in the pocket. But the good thing is it does have pretty good action. You know, you can flip it open. I mean, if that's what you want as far as a working knife. I know most people that are looking for a working knife aren't necessarily looking for, you know, good action or flippability or things like that. But if that's something you're interested in, maybe this would be a good knife for you. You know, it is an interesting knife. It is kind of heavy duty. I don't know if that's going to be one that's going to be sticking around for me. I do like it. Like I said, I do like the flipping and stuff like that. But like I said, that is not necessarily something that people are, for a tactical knife, are looking for. But it is pretty ambidextrous. You can't really, I'm not left-handed, but you can open it pretty easily left-handed as well. So it's not a bad knife for that sort of thing. It is very textured, so I would imagine over time, if you had this long enough, it would kind of, because there's no smooth spot underneath where the clip is, so I would imagine after time, because of the texturing, it would kind of rough up the pockets a little bit. But that's all we got today for the SOG Tac-XR. Thank you guys for coming by and checking this out. Bye.